Lesson 173. Barbara is visiting Nancy Hardcastle, Pamela's mother, in the country to discuss arrangements for the wedding.
Of course, it couldn't have come at a worse time. I'm writing a new television play, and I've just got to a very difficult part.
Well, then, let me make a suggestion.
And I have to stop in the middle of it. You'd never believe how many things need to be thought of when people are getting married. There's the ceremony to think of, and the hall for the reception.
Nancy, you aren't listening. I'm just trying to make a suggestion. We've got our huge house down there on the coast.
Oh, yes, but...
We've never found anything really important to do there. I don't really know why we bought such a huge house.
Look, Barbara, I know what you're trying to suggest, and believe me, I'm grateful.
But it's always the bride's family that has to make the arrangements, and so on and so on.
Exactly. And we have started making the preparations. My husband's getting the invitation cards printed. He's getting an old friend to do it. He knows someone in the printing business.
That's useful.
Yes. There is one important thing I'd like to ask you.
Oh, of course, anything I can do.
We've got two charming little bridesmaids. But I just thought, your two very handsome little nephews, couldn't they come over and act as pages? They'd look very sweet.
What a splendid idea. I'll phone their mother at once. Oh, yes, that will make a beautiful addition to the ceremony.
Yes. And, of course, we want you to ask all your friends and relations to come, and, of course, anybody you know in England.
But your house...
Oh, no. Well, of course, our house is much too small. We're going to hire the local indoor tennis courts for the reception.
Lesson 173, Drill 1.
Tell John to stop interfering.
He's just trying to help.
Tell John to stop interfering.
He's just trying to help.
Tell those people to stop interfering.
They're just trying to help.
Stop interfering.
I'm just trying to help.
Tell your sister to stop interfering.
She's just trying to help. Lesson 173, Drill 2. What did she think she was doing?
She was just trying to be helpful.
What did she think she was doing?
She was just trying to be helpful.
Why did you clear the table?
I was just trying to be helpful.
Why did they change the room round?
They were just trying to be helpful.
Why did he wave me on?
He was just trying to be helpful.
Lesson 173, Drill 3.
What a beautiful reception. People have really worked hard.
Yes, they couldn't have worked harder.
People have really worked hard.
Yes, they couldn't have worked harder.
The flowers really looked nice.
Yes, they couldn't have looked nicer.
The bride's dress really was pretty.
Yes, it couldn't have been prettier.
Nancy has really done well.
Yes, she couldn't have done better. Lesson 173, Drill 4.
You've really done well, Nancy. Did you buy a lot of things?
You'd never believe how many things I bought.
Did you buy a lot of things?
You'd never believe how many things I bought.
Did it cost a lot of money?
You'd never believe how much money it cost.
Did it take long to arrange things?
You'd never believe how long it took to arrange things.
Did you invite many people?
You'd never believe how many people I invited. Lesson 173, Drill 5. I suppose you'll make all the arrangements.
Yes, it's always the bride's family that makes the arrangements.
I suppose you'll make all the arrangements.
Yes, it's always the bride's family that makes the arrangements.
What about getting the invitations printed? Will you do that?
Yes, it's always the bride's family that gets the invitations printed.
Will you hire the hall as well?
Yes, it's always the bride's family that hires the hall.
And I suppose you'll organise the reception.
Yes, it's always the bride's family that organises the reception.
Lesson 173, Drill 6.
I suggest...
I understand what you suggest, but I think you're wrong.
I suggest...
I understand what you suggest, but I think you're wrong.
Yes, but what I'm saying...
I understand what you're saying, but I think you're wrong.
Yes, but what I really mean is...
I understand what you really mean, but I think you're wrong.
Yes, but what I'm trying to say is...
I understand what you're trying to say, but I think you're wrong.
So sad. So very sad. We were out having dinner. The moon was shining on the bay. She had something to tell me, and I knew what she was going to say. And this is what she said.
It hurts me to say it, but you know I don't love you.
That's what she said.
It hurts me to say it, but you know I don't love you.
She said it again. When she said goodbye, I wanted to cry. There wasn't anything I could do.
You could have got down on your knees. You could have said please.
But I couldn't have made her stay.
She would have said no. She decided to go.
And no one could have made her stay. Oh no. Oh no. No one could have made her stay. That night was so bad, you wouldn't believe how much I cried. It wasn't the words that upset me or the look in her big blue eyes. I know what you're thinking, loving made me ill, but I've got to admit that's not exactly it. After she had left me all alone, I found I couldn't have paid the bill. I got my money, didn't have a cent. Stony broke, busted.
You could have got down on your knees. You could have said please.
But I couldn't have made her stay.
She would have said no. She decided to go.
And no one could have made her stay. Oh no. Oh no. No one could have made her stay.
You could have got down on your knees. You could have said please.
But I couldn't have made her stay.
She would have said no. She decided to go.
And no one could have made her stay. Oh no. Oh no. No one could have made her stay. So sad. So very sad.